Okay, so welcome. I'm excited to share with all of you guys tonight. My name is Elizabeth Hartke, and I see a lot of familiar faces on tonight's chat, people that are on our team. And I also see some unfamiliar faces, which is awesome, people that are just interested in hearing more. I am not the type to sit and go through strict business stuff here, so I'll try not to bore you too much. It's just not really my style. I just want to speak more to my own experience with this coaching opportunity and share that with all of you. So, like I said, my name's Elizabeth Hartke. I'm a 10-star Diamond Elite Coach with Team Beachbody, and I just hit my 3-year anniversary with the company. I live with my husband outside of Boston, and we're expecting our first baby in 4 weeks, which, like I said, causes me to get very out of breath very easily, so bear with me on that. And let's see, I just want to set this up here. Okay, sorry guys, just working through kinks here. All right, cool. So for me, this opportunity came very unexpectedly, and I just kind of want to share my journey. I went to Stonehill College. I graduated in 2009 when the job market was about as bad as it's ever been, and I went to school for journalism and communications, and I came out. I got a job in corporate marketing, just kind of following the status quo. And I always had a drive to do more and really run my own business, being an entrepreneur. And I wasn't really going down that path because you follow the status quo, right? You get the degree and then you go into a corporate job, and it's steady and it's secure, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I had that drive. I wanted to do more. I wanted to give back more. I wanted a career that was more fulfilling, but it just wasn't happening for me. And I just accepted things as they were because I thought that's how it had to be. And at the same time, having just graduated college, I definitely experienced the freshman 15 and some. And I had 5 knee surgeries over the course of about 8 years and had put on a lot of weight. And I was unhealthy and unhappy, and I just wasn't feeling good about myself. So for me, I had accepted my life as it was as far as working, but I was seeking better health. And that's kind of how I got introduced to Beachbody. Definitely wasn't looking for the coaching opportunity, didn't know what it was. But I did go to a yoga studio one day, and there was a pamphlet for a brochure there for Shakeology. So I brought it to my chiropractor, my doctor, my other doctor. I was looking really to a nutritionist. I was being a little bit neurotic about finding the right path for me because I had done the shortcuts before. I'd yo-yo dieted. I was looking for something that was truly healthy. I was looking for a long-term solution. I was done with the shortcuts. I was ready to make, some sacrifices and do it the right way. So Shakeology kind of was a no-brainer for me. And it started with that. I just became a believer in the shakes, and then I started P90X, and then I did the Ultimate Reset. And through all of that, I naturally just became a believer in Beachbody because of what it did for me. I lost over 45 pounds. I was finally feeling healthy. I went from a severe coffee addict to not needing caffeine at all. So the series of those things made me really, happy to talk about the products, but I was not interested in the coaching opportunity. In fact, I was probably the person that most coaches dread talking to when they want to share this opportunity, because I was so sticking my nose up at it. I thought I knew everything about network marketing. I didn't want anything to do with the pyramid scheme. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the money. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a fitness professional. I'm not a nutritionist. And the reality was all of those things equated to, I'm afraid of failing. So I told my coach, who I did not know personally at the time, that I'm not interested. Don't hound me about it. If you try to press me on it, I'm going to drop the product from you and get it from someone else. That was not very, not very nice. So anyway, I got to a place, I remember I was driving to work one day, going into my corporate job that I hated. It was so soul-sucking for me. I was working in a cubicle doing something that was not fulfilling and thinking in my head, holy crap, I have to do this for like the rest of my life. That's what my future looks like, but that's just how life is. And it was a gorgeous day out, and I'm such a sun worshiper. Any day it's nice, I want to be outside. And I remember driving to work, and I pull over on the side of the road, and I just lost it. Lost all my composure. I was so upset because reality really hit me that, okay, Elizabeth, you're going to be doing this. This is your life. You better get used to it. And I remembered Keith, my coach, saying that he had a webinar that he was hosting similar to this, just talking about his journey. And as I'm sitting on the side of the road, I grab my phone and I reply yes to the webinar. I was thinking in my head, of course, ever the skeptic, may as well listen to this nonsense so that I can finally like have the facts on how I'm telling him no, why this isn't for me. So I'm so grateful that I stopped being so pig-headed and at least opened my mind to learning about what this was, because I was so wrong. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is not about sales. This is not about being a fitness professional or a nutritionist. In fact, I'm not passionate about fitness. I'm not passionate about nutrition. I finally started to realize the opportunity that was in front of me, and all this time that I'm dreaming about starting my own career and starting my own business, the answer was right under my nose. I had the opportunity right there. Sorry guys, as you come on, if you don't mind just muting in the bottom left there so that we don't have too much background noise. You're welcome to unmute if you have questions, but just to keep it so that people can hear as best as possible. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is how this opportunity has completely changed my life. It went from just getting healthy and losing some weight to seeing, it started with my family. I saw my mom do Shakeology and the Reset and come off of cholesterol medication she's been on my entire life. And I see my uncle do the programs and he comes off the ulcer medication he's been on his whole life. And I'm watching this happen and I'm like, oh wow, I really have a platform to help people here. And that's something I'm passionate about. So it kind of started small. But I want to talk to you a little bit more about the business first, and then I'll go back into my story. There's a reason that network marketing creates the most millionaires of any career path that exists. And we don't realize that because for years, network marketing had such a negative stigma because of how it was done. It was that thought of, oh gosh, Joe's here again. I got to avoid him. He's going to ask me to buy something. And it was that constant thought of like pushing product and forcing people into something that they weren't interested in, also that you could get ahead, in your business and get a certain hit quotas. It's just not like that anymore, especially with Beachbody. Beachbody operates so differently because it's really about the whole person. They're not looking at you saying, hey, you're a good potential salesperson for us, hop on board. They're looking at you saying, what's your journey? What do you want out of life? And how can you utilize these products to get healthy, but also help other people? This is simply a platform. And like I said, I am not a nutritionist. I am not a fitness expert. I'm not passionate about either. For me, this wasn't about coming in and trying to act like I'm something I'm not. This was about me realizing, okay, what are my passions in my life? What do I really want out of my life? It's definitely not sitting in this cubicle anymore. And how can I use this opportunity to get there? This is not about fitting into a mold. This is about you molding this business into what you want it to be for your future. It's different for everyone. You might be on this call saying, I don't want to leave my full-time job. I like what I do. I'm passionate about it. Okay, maybe for you, it's about paying off debt or creating more freedom in your life or traveling or having your kids' college paid for in cash through this opportunity. Or it's perhaps to you, maybe you're financially set. It's not about the money, but you're looking at this as a chance to really live out your dreams. You've always wanted to do more. You've wanted to help people. Maybe you are passionate about fitness and nutrition. Whatever it is for you, you can tie that into this opportunity. For me, it was a few simple things, especially at first. I'm passionate about helping other people, and I didn't have a real platform to do that as far as a career around it, at least not one that was going to pay me enough to survive. And I wanted more freedom. I was sick of the 8 to 5 job, which really was at the time like more like an 8 to 7 job. I was working a lot of hours doing something I didn't believe in. And it was soul sucking for me. I wasn't happy. I was insecure because I wasn't taking care of my health. And I felt it. I had no energy. I had no lust for life. It wasn't the right path for me. So this was my chance to start living out my passions and building something real. And I'm not here to tell you that this is a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not going to try and pull the wool over your eyes and say that everyone that signs up as a coach is a huge success. But what I can tell you is if you decide to really give this opportunity a shot, to really believe in yourself, believe in this, and just go for it, there's nothing stopping you. People come from all different walks of life to do this, and they find success because of their belief in themselves, their belief in other people. The more people you help, the bigger your business grows. It's one of the best benefits of this business, because if your sights are set on helping other people achieve their goals, you're going to achieve your own. And one thing I really stress, and maybe I'm not the fastest growing coach in the network, and I don't make the most money of everybody, that's okay with me, because to me, what's so important, what I really try to teach my team, is this is about integrity. This is about building something that you can look at yourself in the mirror every day and be proud of the person that you see. You can get emails and letters and calls from people who say, hey, I'm doing this. Like, I believe in myself all of a sudden, or I've lost 50 pounds, or, I just paid off all of my credit card debt, or I can be home with my kids. We just had a few different coaches on our team leave their full-time jobs so that they can follow their true dreams in life. That's what this is about for me, and that's what I really try to pass on to the people I work with. And it doesn't mean that money is not a motivator. Having money and financial security is a really amazing thing in life, because it opens up doors, it creates freedom, it allows you to give back. But there has to be something more to it. There has to be something that really lights a fire inside of you and makes you proud to do what you do. And one thing to note, especially with this business in general, is this was a misconception I had. I had that thought of, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not interested in sales. You don't have to be a salesperson if you're just living this journey and you're inviting people to join you, or you're inspiring other people to join you. And what I mean by that is, for me, I focused on myself first. I focused on my health. I focused on changing my mindset. I focused on believing that I could have something more in my life, instead of saying, oh, I wish, I hope, if only. And when you do that, you inspire others to want to join you. That's all this is. They say, hey, what have you been doing to lose weight? And you can tell them, and you just speak to your experience. Or they say, you seem awfully happy lately. What's changed? And you just talk about it. It's not about sales. It's just about, this is how you're living. This is a lifestyle. And when you can share that journey, other people want to join you, because everyone's looking. This isn't, we're not selling makeup. We're not selling candles. We're selling a new life. Everyone out there is looking to get healthy, or to lose weight, or to gain weight, or to put on muscle, or to get trim, or to feel better, or to have energy so that they can play with their kids, or they're looking for a career that's fulfilling, or something that allows them to work from home with to be home with their children, or to leave their job to be home with their children, or pay off their debt. Whatever it is, we have a solution here. And it's such a gift. And I don't look at this anymore as, oh gosh, I'm afraid to share this with people because what will they think of me? I think of it as, oh my God, I don't have the right to keep this from people, because this has been such a life-altering, beautiful thing for me and my family, who am I to keep it to myself? I have to share this with people because I'm not going to force it on you. I'm not going to twist your arm to do it. But if I'm not at least letting you know that, hey, this exists, you know, I know you're unhappy with this, this, or this, you might want to consider this because it's really changed my life in a very short amount of time. And I'm so fulfilled and so happy now. Maybe it's something for you too. And that's the only reason that I wanted to have this webinar and really share this with people, because I'm pretty introverted. I'm pretty quiet. So sometimes I get in the habit of going into my shell and not sharing this. And I have to keep reminding myself that's not what this is about. This is just such an incredible opportunity that I like to give it back to people when I can. Out of breath again. So as far as coaching goes, every coach is so different. Every coach runs their business differently, because this is the best part. That, like I said, you're not fitting into a mold. This is your business. This is your baby. You make this what you want it to be. We just have resources. We have the tools. We have incredible products that we can share with people. But I'm passionate about writing. I've finally been able to tie my writing into my business. I run a blog. That's how I communicate with people a lot of the time. That's what I use to get my inspiration across to people. So for me, you know, writing is one of the big things. I know people who are passionate about photography, for example, and they've really tied that into their business. They've built a website. I know other people who love fitness. They've become certified in these programs, and that's their focus. Whatever your dream is, whatever you want most, you can tie it into this business opportunity. So I like to put that out there, because this isn't like you are become a coach and you have to do A through Z to succeed. You really make this your own. Some coaches focus on creating trainings and videos and really helping their coaches succeed. Other coaches like focusing on the fitness and health side of it, and they run challenge groups, and it's really whatever you want it to be. So that's one of the major blessings of this business, is you can mold it into what makes you tick. And I realized pretty early on that my passion in this business has been helping my coaches hit their goals. There has been nothing more fulfilling to me. I've tried to make money a goal for me. I've tried to make certain rank advancements a goal for me. It's just not what makes me light up. And I realized it was when I was connecting with my coaches, connecting with the people who come to me and say, hey, listen, I don't believe in myself yet. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. This opportunity scares the crap out of me. All I know is I want more out of my life. Can you just help me figure that out? And step by step, that's what we do. And it's a different story and a different journey for each coach that I've helped. But that's the part that lights my fire and just is so fulfilling to me, because I'm telling you, you know, I told you, I had one girl, Danielle. She is a mom of two. She was working in her corporate career, and she was sick of getting crap from her boss when her kid was sick, and she couldn't go, you know, get them from daycare because her boss was giving her a hard time about it. She didn't have that freedom. She gave her 2 weeks notice. She's been home with her girls for about a month now, and she does Beachbody full time. Or Jenna Lee, who I remember talking to Jenna about a year ago, and she was like, I don't know about this. I don't think I can do it, but I know I'm unhappy where I am. And little by little, step by step, she worked so hard. And really for her, it was developing that belief in herself. And I just saw her blossom and transform. And she gave her 2 weeks notice, and she's home full time. And to me, that's the power in it. You know, I have other coaches who have said, I just paid off my credit card debt. I've had that debt since high school. You know, that's the power of this. So finding what makes you tick. And I am a little biased, but I think our team is so different, because I know a lot of other coaches. I know a lot of other teams and how they operate. And, you know, integrity isn't the foundation, and that's okay. That's their thing. But our team, we're one of the fastest growing teams in the network. And it's not because we push product. It's not because we promote sell, sell, sell. It's because we're focused on building relationships and helping others achieve their goals. When people ask me, oh, how did you get to this goal, or how did you get to that? I just talk to people. I built relationships. My coaches probably hate me because I'm not a very good teacher. I'm not the how-to type of person. They're like, oh, how'd you get to this rank? I'm like, I don't know, I just did it. I just talked to more people. I just helped more people. I was patient. When people said no, I said, okay, I'll be here when you're ready. Or I didn't always try to end things in a sale. It was just about connecting with people. And I love that. I love that. It might be a little slower growing at first, but it's what's going to build something real and long-term. So here's another thing that a lot of people ask is, how the heck do I get started? Well, no one expects you to come into this knowing what you're doing. I had no clue. The top coaches in the company have no clue. You just come in and have some faith in your upline coach. You have faith in this team, and know that you're going to be given the resources you need to succeed. I thought a lot about when I first came in, and I thought about, what do I wish I had? So my upline coach, Keith Callahan, who's amazing, he was just inducted into the Millionaires Club, I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago. So he's hit that benchmark where he earns $1 million a year as a Beachbody coach. I was talking to Keith and I was saying, what can we do to make this transition easier for people? And Beachbody provides wonderful resources. You have marketing tools. You have access to what's called the online office, which is kind of your just online world, your online world of your business. And that's where you operate everything. But we've developed trainings. So you come in, we don't force you to do anything. This, like I said, this is your business. I don't set quotas for you. I don't set goals for you. I help you with that. But if you want to come in and do nothing, be my guest. Come in and do nothing. If you want to come in and say, I want to be the next rock star coach in this company, I'll help you with that too. But we have incredible trainings. They start on the 1st of every month. Every Thursday night at this time at 8:30, we typically are having a team Zoom chat where we connect as a team on here. And you can ask questions and get to know other coaches and get support. We have our team page, which is one of my favorite things in the world, and that's where we recognize each other for accomplishments and really connect and help one another. We have events, something you may want to jot down, whether you're a coach already or interested in potentially becoming a coach. April 25th, whether you're local to New England or you are anywhere in the country, we have Super Saturdays all over the country, and it's a quarterly thing, and it is an absolute blast. It's a couple of hours on a Saturday. If you want to get inspired, if you want your soul to be lit on fire, find a Super Saturday, talk to the person that invited you onto this call, and get there. There are blasts. And ours, I host one with a couple of other people at the Holiday Inn in Somerville, and ours starts at 9 a.m. on April 25th in Somerville. So it's absolutely so fun. And I remember when I went to my first Super Saturday, that's when the light bulb finally went off, and I got it. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my life. This is what's going to make the difference for my family. So that's kind of a glimpse into coaching. I want you guys to understand that when you look at the top 10 coaches in the network, they are so different. We have someone who was the number 1 coach in the company, Wayne Wyatt. Incredible guy, really connected to his faith. He's Christian. He's a dad of 6 kids. He adopted a young boy with special needs. He's just like kind of one of those salt of the earth people. He was the number 1 coach in the company. He loves what he does for work. He's an orthodontist, and he didn't want to leave his job. He was able to become the number 1 coach and still have his full-time job because that's another passion of his. And then we have Lindsay Matway, who was the number 1 coach 2 years ago, high school dropout. She struggled with alcoholism in her family. It runs the gamut. There are people that are Melanie Mitro, who was our number 1 coach last year, stay-at-home mom, just looking to do something more and help some people. You can't even, there's no one on this call or really out there that can say, I can't do this. Like this, it would never be me, because these people are like, everyone's so just them. And that's when I love when people say, oh, well, isn't the market oversaturated? I'm from your same hometown. Why would anyone buy from me if they're going to, sign up with you? I have so many people on my team that we have 1 billion friends in common on Facebook and all this different stuff. we never conflict. And let me tell you why. As far as an oversaturated market, that's a garbage excuse. Do you know how many people are in this country? There are only 250,000 coaches. Maybe half of them are even working the business in some capacity. And there are millions and millions and millions of people out there who need help with this. So the oversaturated market thing is BS. And second of all, we're not selling Beachbody. People can go to beachbody.com or watch those late night infomercials and buy the products. They don't need me to buy the product. I'm not selling it any cheaper than anyone else. Why they buy through me, or why they buy through Jenna, or why they buy through Katie or Evan or anyone else, is because they relate to them and their journey. That's what this is all about. It's sharing who you are, what your story is, what your struggles have been, what's unique to you, and that's what people are going to connect to. They're going to connect to your story. They're going to connect to your reason for doing this, whether you've made $0 in this business so far or $1 million. They're going to connect to you based on who you are and what they relate to. And that's the most important thing to remember, because you never have to hunt anyone down to do this if you do it the right way. You just share who you are, you're genuine, you're true, and your intentions are pure. And then everything falls into place. You have the resources to figure out the how-tos. But if you have that true sense of, I want to help more people and I'm just going to be myself in the process, you'll never have a problem being a coach. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my personal experience. Once it clicked, once I went to a Super Saturday, once I connected more with my upline, Keith, who's amazing and an incredibly good friend of ours, I finally said, okay, this is it. I'm setting goals. I want out of this full-time job. It was like, gosh, I could taste it. I wanted it so bad. I just don't even remember wanting anything so badly. And I finally started to believe. And it was almost weird. I was like, what is this? Like, am I crazy? I have paid 4 years for this insane college education, and I'm going to become a Beachbody coach. Like, I had in my head, I'm absolutely nuts. My parents are going to disown me. Guys, I use more of my college education now than I have in any of my other corporate careers. I finally set goals, and I said to Keith, listen, I have very limited time. I'm incredibly busy. I'm working a lot in my corporate job. How can I build this, to be something worth my while over whatever period of time so that I can leave my job? And he said, okay, you get an hour a day, 2 hours a day, whatever it is for you, we'll use that time, but it'll be focused time. You're not going to be dinking around, scrolling through Facebook, wasting time. We're going to really set goals and stick to them. Within 4 months, I was able to leave my full-time job in corporate. Thank God. Happiest moment of my life, being able to do that and have this freedom. And I still have a long way to go. I just was on the cusp of surviving financially at that point with just Beachbody. So I had some growing to do. But the more specific I got with my goals, and the more passionate I became, and the more personal development I read, and the more I believed in myself, the farther I got. And the more people that I set my sights on helping and really genuinely said, I'm not going to care if they want to buy something from me or not. I'm going to help this person. I saw my goals being met. By my second year, I had replaced my full-time income by hitting, by the end of my first year. Now I just hit my 3 years. I'm just 3 years in now. And I'm curious if this will blow your mind as much as me. I'm very uncomfortable talking about finances. I drive my team crazy because they're like, tell us how much you're making this week. And, that's a private thing to me. And I also feel I believe strongly in humility. So I kind of find ways to share with them without gloating about income or anything like that. And what I always tell them is, trust me, this has changed our lives like you wouldn't believe. But I am willing to tell you, since you don't know what I used to make in corporate, that I'm right on the cusp of making 10 times my corporate income. And that's 3 years, guys. Do you know what my goals in corporate were as far as my income? I thought maybe by the age of 60, I would be getting to an eighth of what I'm making now. It's like blows my mind, and I'm doing something that I love. And let me tell you, very pregnant at this point. So like the last few months we moved into a new home, we bought a new house. And a lot of my attention has been on that. We had major damage from the ice dams and the storms out here. So to be completely honest, over the last few months, I've been maybe working 3 hours a day here and there. I took off almost a full month when I first got pregnant because I was so sick, and then hardly worked after that. So basically for the last year, I've been working kind of intermittently and watched my income grow like a hockey stick. And my leaders can vouch for that because, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, sorry. My leaders can vouch for that because my incredible husband put together a growth chart of how the income grows. And I was just as flabbergasted seeing it because I'm the type that, like, I'm not a numbers person. So people are like, oh, how much have you grown? I don't know, like, we make more than we need, so I don't really pay attention to it. And then Michael, my husband, showed me the chart. I'm like, holy crap, that's what we make. That's what we make. It's grown that much. It's just like incredible. It just blows your mind. But that's what I'm talking about. It's like a freedom that now I can dream even bigger and say, my mom, who just survived another tax season, ended yesterday. She's a CPA. She runs her own business. She was working. We went to see her the other night at like 11:30. She was still plugging away at work and not leaving anytime soon. She gets there at 6 in the morning, comes home at 2 a.m. And I'm watching her work herself to death. It's just not healthy anymore. And I'm finally at a point where I'm like, guess what? Next year, it's not going to be like that because I can take care of that now. Like, you can step away from that, whether she will or not, because she has the stubborn Italian pride is a whole other ballgame, but we're working on that part of it. But it gives you the gift of being able to, like, I'm talking dreams that'll blow your mind. Like my brother's in college, paying for his college education, doing things that I've always dreamed of doing, but I thought in my head, how will I ever even afford to pay for my own kids? And now I'm thinking about who else I can help. And that's just such a gift. And my time is my own. That is one of the biggest blessings. We're about to officially start our family. This baby's coming anytime within the next month. And I'm going to be home. I'm going to be home with this baby. If I want to take the whole summer off, I can take the whole summer off and continue to watch my income grow and remain incredibly stable for our family. And the fact that, that is life-changing. I'm the one that will be home with my baby. I'm the one that will be taking care of it and raising it and giving it love all day, every day. And that's something that I always dreamed of, but I never thought that would be possible. I thought life goes by really quickly, and during the week that baby would have to be in daycare. And I know that's what a lot of people live with, but I guess I'm just trying to share that it is so possible to change that if that's something you want. And you can do it in to me, 3 years is a pretty short amount of time. And I'm not saying it takes 3 years to get it to that point, but that's where I'm at now. So that's what I'm sharing about. Last year, just to paint this picture, I also get kind of uncomfortable sharing accolades because that's something that I get kind of shy about, but my coaches encouraged me to share this tonight, that I finished in the top 55 coaches out of over 250,000 coaches this past year as a 10-star diamond coach. And my point for saying that is that if I can do it, absolutely anyone on this call can do it. I had no belief in myself. I was almost 50 pounds overweight when I started. Why the heck would someone listen to me? Some chubby girl who's unhealthy and has no self-esteem and insecurities up the wazoo and debt like you wouldn't believe. Why would someone listen to her as far as, hey, I should do this Beachbody thing. She's still 50 pounds overweight and she's hardly making any money. Why would I ever join with her? It's about the belief that I developed in myself. And if I can do this, you can do this. I just quickly started to understand this is just about sharing a journey. People don't need to see the perfect person. They need to see the person they can relate to. I know if someone came to me with six-pack abs and said, hey, do this program, I'd be like, hey, I'm too fat to do that program, and you clearly are in way better shape than me, and I can't relate to you. So be you, start where you are, and be okay with that. And be okay that there'll be adjustments made, and you'll grow and you'll change, and you'll develop into the person you want to become. And for me, it was using this opportunity to do that. And let's see, I'm just trying to make sure I'm covering all my bases here. Logistically, like I said, I'm not much of a teacher, so I like to talk about like the experience and my story and my journey, because that's stuff that's true to who I am. But I know there are probably people on the call saying like, how the heck do you make money? How do you do this whole thing? Or what does it look like? Well, I'll give you the abridged version, because your head would spin if I tried to go through all the details, especially since I'm so bad at explaining things. Like I said, if people ask me like, how'd you make money? I'm like, I don't know, I just helped people. I did it and it happened. We get paid in 2 different ways. If I'm putting this simply, you can get paid through commissions, so we can share different products and, you know, help people get started on programs. Basically what I've done, since I'm not a fitness person or a nutritionist, I've really just gotten to know the programs by using them myself and had my own experiences with them. So I speak to those experiences and let them know those results. And I also know enough about the programs that I can share, you know, okay, yeah, you have a knee injury, you probably want to avoid this one, this is a good one for you. We have so many different programs that it fits anyone from, you know, 10 years old up to 90, or someone with arthritis, or someone in a wheelchair. Like, really, it runs the gamut. And if you just know enough that you can direct them, it's very simple. You can also grow if you're looking to do this for more than like a couple $100 a week or whatever it is. You can really focus on the part that I love, which is really introducing people to the business opportunity as, like I said, a platform to really help them. Talking to them about, what are your goals? What do you not like about your life right now, and what would you change? So the more people you help to really use this as a great opportunity to change their life, the more you'll grow. And that's where the fulfillment is, but it's also where the long-term lucrative income comes from. A couple of things to note that I didn't know when I started: you don't need to buy product to sell it. So I know certain companies, like, you have to be sitting on, you know, 50 boxes of something that's going to expire in 6 months. You have to pay to have it at your house. So if you don't sell it, you're out that money that you spent to get it. And then you have to ship it and deal with all that. It doesn't work like that. You're given a website through Beachbody. It's a part of becoming a coach. And you just send people to that link. So say Joe Schmo wants to try Shakeology through me. I send him to my site. He buys it. That commission automatically is sent to my bank account, and the company, Beachbody, ships the product. We don't deal with any of that stuff. So it's very simple. There's really no risk, and it's not a binding thing. Beachbody is not looking to lock people in or make them feel trapped. You know, they want people that are passionate about their products, that believe in their products, that see the bigger picture of this opportunity. And if that's not you, they gladly say, okay, thank you for trying, and, you know, that's it. And it's really not about quantity. It's not about, oh, I got to sign up as many people as I can and hit this rank and this quota. That's not what we're about. It's about quality. It's about helping a couple of individuals and going from there. Some other really cool things that I love about this business, and I'm so sad right now, you've probably seen, if you're connected with other Beachbody coaches, a lot of pictures of coaches enjoying fruity cocktails by some incredible pool in Cancun, Mexico. Every year you have an opportunity to earn free trips. And when I say free, I mean all expenses paid for you and a guest. And right now the Cancun trip is happening, but I'm too pregnant to go. I can't fly. My doctor said no. I was so sad. But we have gone on the trips the last 2 years, and even brand new coaches have that opportunity to go. You don't have to be, you know, a top coach by any stretch of the imagination to earn these trips. You're just helping a couple people a month, and you're able to go. And we went to Disney our first year, then it was a cruise, and this year it's Cancun, Mexico, and we've gone to, let's see, where did we go in California? Oh, right outside of San Diego to like Laguna Beach area. We're headed to Coronado Island. We were in Arizona probably about 6 months ago. So it's amazing. It's a pretty cool perk. And it's an opportunity to really connect with a lot of other coaches. Also, I've never been in a business where I'm treated so well and recognized for my hard work. I remember when I worked in corporate, I could do something that I thought was like, wow, finally, I really had this big accomplishment. And it was never even acknowledged, let alone recognized. Like, they don't even look at you when you do that kind of thing. And with Beachbody, it's like I feel like I help someone and people are just cheering me on and saying, hey, you can do this. This is awesome. You're so inspiring. So it's really cool to have that piece of the puzzle in my life now. And it's just a chance to do something great on your own terms. You start by working on you, and you inspire people to join on that journey. You never really have to sell anything because it sells itself. You're just sharing. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what I like to share. It might not be everything you were hoping for, but I'd be happy to answer questions or connect at another time. This is it, guys. I remember vividly driving to work that day, feeling so stuck and so sad that was where I was at in my life, and truly believing that I couldn't have more. And it's just not true. You really can live the life of your dreams, but you have to make a change to see a change. You can't hope for it. You can't just daydream about it. You can't just wish for it. You actually have to do something. And when you do, it is so rewarding. And I knew I didn't want to live in fear anymore, because the risk of doing nothing and being stuck in the life that I was in before finally started to become scarier than the risk of failure or the fear of failure. I finally got it. Okay, yeah, I'm scared to death to fail. I'm scared to death to try this, because what if I don't succeed? But what if I do nothing and this is my life for the rest of it? That was too scary for me. I couldn't do it anymore. We all start with the same doubts. We all start with the same reservations. And this is just about moving through them. And you have an opportunity here to create the life that you've always wanted. And you do it one day at a time, and you have plenty of help along the journey, and it's a blast. You will have, it's trial and error. You'll mess up and you'll learn from it. You'll get no's and you'll get over it. You'll grow as a person. You'll have an incredible network of friends that are so positive and lift you up. But you have to let go of those limiting self-beliefs, and you have to take the first step. And if you never take the first step, you're going to remain where you are. So if this opportunity isn't for you, please go find something that is. Like, don't just stay stuck where you are. And if you're already a coach and you're feeling like, I haven't hit my goals, I haven't done what I came here to do it. Like, get yourself psyched up and know that this is your one opportunity. We have one life, one chance to get it right. And don't think about what's happened in the past. Move forward. Take that first step in the direction that you know you want to go. I can't thank you all enough for coming on tonight. It's always awesome to see such beautiful smiling faces. And I will open it up for questions for a couple minutes, but I definitely don't want to keep people too late. So I know everyone's busy and has a lot going on. So if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. And please don't be offended if I say I'll chat with you about that behind the scenes. I just want to make sure it's something that kind of applies to the group so everyone's on the same page. And if you don't know how to unmute and you have a question, you can type it into the chat box. I have that open just in case.
I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yep.
I feel like I'm connecting a lot to where you were at the beginning, afraid of failure, but also afraid of like not even having enough money at this time to begin. I haven't even purchased Shakeology yet because I'm too afraid. I'm in grad school right now and I just worry about money.
Yeah, I can definitely speak to that. And I was in the same place as far as not having money. And one of my biggest misconceptions was I can't afford to start. And what I didn't realize is the only thing that you're affording is Shakeology, and it's a product you're using to get to your goals. But the other big thing to note is seeing Shakeology for what it is. A lot of us think we just view it as a lump sum because that's how we pay it. You know, you pay it once a month versus like when we go to Dunkin' Donuts and you pay the $4 every day and that adds up. Well, Shakeology breaks down, especially as a coach, to under $4, and it's a meal. You're replacing a meal. So if you're using Shakeology properly, my husband's a budgeting guy and he spreadsheets everything out, total opposite of me. And he, showed me, because I was thinking, oh God, like, can we afford this? He's like, can we afford it? This is saving us money every month. We save almost $200 a month because we both drink Shakeology, and that's after paying for it. So it is truly a saving tool. But what the two things I would say to you is that I would tell you to kind of try and wrap your head around it from a different point of view for what Shakeology actually is. But also understanding that if you're coaching, you can help a few people and that helps you pay for your Shakeology anyway. And on top of that, what are your goals? Do you want to get healthy? Do you want to lose weight? It's worth making sacrifices, which I use that term loosely because you're already saving money from it. You have to set your sights on what you want. And, maybe you cut back on something. You have to weigh what you're looking for there. But it truly is a money-saving tool when you use it properly anyway. And I know a lot of people don't understand that because I didn't. But that was very helpful for me to understand because it made it a lot easier to wrap my head around.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Victoria just asked a question in the chat, so I'm going to read that. How do you stay motivated to push yourself in the business while you're still working a full-time job? That's a great question. Well, for me, it was easy because I was working that full-time job every day and I had to go into it every day and I hated it every day. So that was my motivation. Every day I had to walk into that stupid office and do my stupid job. I thought, there's my motivation. I can't wait to get home and work Beachbody for an hour tonight. So if your motivation is leaving your job, maybe it's something like that for you, but it's having a why. It's having something so powerful, a reason for doing this, that when you're exhausted or you've had a crappy day or you're sick or you've gotten 10 no's from people when you're trying to help them, that you do it anyway because you see the big picture, you see the vision. So what I recommend to people when they get started is talk with their upline, talk with the person that brought them on board and say, okay, I'm lost. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I work a lot of hours. How can I make sure that I stay motivated? They're going to direct you to the right personal development book, and they're going to help you set goals, and then they're going to help you really make a vision board, create that why so that every day you know what you're pushing for. And it's a big, beautiful goal that might scare you a little bit, but it's worth pushing for. And the other thing is understanding we all have a tendency to let our excuses dictate our life. I have coaches on this team who are single moms that work 3 jobs and they make it happen. And then I have people who, are in school and that's it. And they're like, I can't, I have to study, I have to do this, I have to do that. We'll all have the ability to find excuses somewhere. You have to decide what you actually want out of your life and just kick butt till you get it. So the motivation, it has to come from within, but there are some things on the outside factors that can really help you. And I would say lean heavily on your upline and personal development and having a powerful why that's going to really help drive you through those struggles. Any other questions? No? Okay. Just out of for curiosity's sake.
Liz, there was another question in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The one about sharing it online?
Alan says, when you speak to working the business and starting out by putting in one or two days into it, what exactly are the activities that coaches should be focused on?
It's different for every person based on their goals. But at the end of the day, if you said to me, I have 1 hour to use today, how should I use it? I would say build relationships, connect with people and help people, just talk to people. And whether it's sharing your journey or whatever, use your time in that way. And then the other piece of it is personal development, because if you don't see yourself as a successful coach even before you get there, then you're wasting your time, because you really have to get to that level of belief, even if you're like me and you've struggled with that for a long time. So I would say really personal development. And when I say personal development, I didn't know what that was when I started. It's not like self-help books. It's more books to kind of motivate you and kind of put you on the path to where you want to go. But building relationships, it's the key. That's how I built my whole business. And building genuine relationships and knowing that a conversation doesn't and shouldn't just end in a sale. If you view people as a number or as a income opportunity, it's not genuine. So, and then, we run trainings, and right from the get-go, if you're interested, you can hop into a training. They're just in a private Facebook group. They're free, and you can do them on your own time. There's a post that goes up each day with either an assignment or a video or some piece of motivation, and you watch it on your own time in that day and do the little recommended assignment that's, to help you get ahead in your business. So I usually recommend people set aside like a couple minutes each day to do that too. But that's generally what you work on. But it really depends on your goals. Everyone's goals are different. And your upline can definitely help you with something like that too. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, I won't keep you guys any longer. Before we go, real quick, because I can see most of you, if you are not yet a coach and you're on here to learn more, just raise your hand. I'm just curious to see how many people we have on that wanted to kind of hear more details. Cool, so a few. Neat. All right, well, thanks again for your time, and it was great to see everybody. And if you have questions, the person who invited you onto this call, please feel free to reach out to them, and they can direct you in whatever way you need. Have an awesome night, and I hope to see you all soon. Good night, everybody.